What's going on, guys? Cole from Vital Fishing out here today at Copper State Tackle, talking about top 5 baits for February fishing. This is an awesome time of year to fish. A lot of big fish are being caught. You know, we're moving from winter to the spawn, that transition period. Females are moving up. I'm going to show you 5 baits that's going to help you catch some big ones. Let's go ahead and head on in and get started. What's going on, guys? First bait that I like to throw in February, winter to pre-spawn to spawn transition right here. You know, these fish have been deep, long tapering points, creek arms, main river channels, and they're kind of moving in. So first off, I'm gonna kind of talk about where I like to throw this. You know, you have your spawning bays, you have long points that come out, and these fish are moving in from the river. So their first stop is gonna be where the river channels touch the points, and then they're gonna move into secondary points. So as well as they're in these bays, moving back onto these secondary points. So a bait like this, I'll go out and throw. This is the 106 Deep Diving Provoke. I have 2 colors right here. This one right here is the Ghost Bone Minnow. This is more of a matte color, which I'll throw in more overcast, and then the live Gizzard Flash, which I'll do more in sunny conditions. And I like the deep diver, just because a lot of our lakes are deeper. But a lot of times where I'll throw these is say there's a point that comes out and the river channel touches that point. An area like that is gonna be prime, that has a spawning flat behind it, because those fish, especially the big females, are going to stage out in that point. Males will move up first, and then those females will follow. But pre-spawn, that's a great staging point because they still have deep water access where all that shad is coming through, because that shad, they spawn after, so they're still deeper. So those females still have access to those shad, as well as those deep bluegill and yellow bass that sit out, as well as crappie. And then once, you know, the weather gets warmer, they start moving into spawn. But a jerkbait is a great way to trigger some of those lethargic giant pre-spawn females. And you can catch numbers on these, but this time of year you could definitely put some giant fish in the boat with jerkbait. So the 106 Deep Diving Provoke, that's going to be in my hands probably 60% of the time during this time of year. So that's bait number 1. All right, guys, coming in number 2, the Curve 55. This is a 3/8 ounce bait in Jungle Rose. This bait goes anywhere from 5 to 9 feet, but with 12-pound tests and a long cast, I'm getting down 8 to 10 foot. They say it goes down to 9, but on a long cast, you can get it down to 10. This is gonna be a bait that's similar to your wiggle warts, similar to your rock crawlers, where I'm throwing this, you know, Bartlett, Roosevelt, some places at Saguaro, secondary points, main lake points, just kind of areas where I think they're gonna stage. You can catch a lot of males that move up early, as well as some bigger females. But I'm using this kind of as a search bait. I'm moving down the bank fast, and I'm throwing it right up on the bank, grinding it down. Sometimes I'm just slow, just grinding it, and it's just hitting every single rock. Sometimes I'm burning it. Sometimes I'm stopping and going, just depending on the weather and what the fish want. But I definitely would not sleep on this. You know, your reds, your oranges are a great color. Do not sleep on a bait like this time of year. It's a great search bait. It's a lot of fun. I haven't caught a ton of big fish on this, but I catch a lot of numbers on this. So this is bait coming in 2 6 cents, Curve 55. All right, guys, third bait for February. This is the Fire Baits Mag Stroll. Probably not a lot of you guys have seen this. It's fairly new to the market. And I'm throwing this 5/0 here with an Aussie, but that's more when the fish are a little bit more, you know, finicky and tough to catch. But when these big females start moving up and they're looking for one big meal before they do their thing, right here, this is the 6 cents flush. This is the bigger size. And usually you guys have been throwing these 3/0s on them. You might catch one fish and that bait is torn and it's done. Right here, first ever to the market, this is a 7/0 right here, 3/16. There's no other bait company that makes a 7/0, so you're finally going to be able to have an actual hook and oscillating type forward-facing strolling head that fits these bigger baits. You want something that's sinking down on the bottom. You want something that you can keep elevated above them, about 1 foot above them, because those fish are going to come up and eat it. And what this is mimicking is a big gizzard shad. You know, these females are moving up. Just like I said, they start on those points, off those river channels, starting points, and they start to move up. That's where I'm going to be throwing these. Those fish are looking for one big meal before they do their thing. And this is going to be a great tool for some of you forward-facing guys to put some big fish in the boat. So that's bait number 3 for me for February fishing.
What's up, guys? Nolan Smith, high school angler. Just want to go over some of my favorite baits for February. I'm going to start it off with a glide bait, specifically the Eco Clutch in that thread fin color. You know, a lot of those fish are out there trying to get fat for the spawn, going after 1 or 2 big meals a day, like those gizzard shad. And you know, the clutch does a great job of matching the size and profile of those big gizzards. And what I love most about this bait is how versatile and easy it is to use. with just like a slow retrieve. You got like a wide swimming action, and it also has a great chop if you want more of that like reaction style. Kind of just depends on the fishing. You know, with it being colder, that more subtle retrieve might be better. And a lot of those fish might be out deep. So with this being like a slow sinking bait, you might want to throw some 6-cents treble wire on there to get it down deeper. But overall, you know, the Eco Clutch is a great bait for February if you're chasing those pre-spawn giants. Alright guys, another one of my top baits for February is going to be the Keitech M2 football jig. Not a lot of people know about this jig. It's more of a compact style finesse jig. It's got that compact tungsten head on there. It's going to be super sensitive. You'll be able to feel every rock, every bite down there. It's also got a hand-tied skirt, which is super key. Looks super natural down there in the water. The thing about this jig, it's not like your normal football jig. It's got a really light wire hook on there, and you're going to need to dim down your gear. I personally throw mine on the 7.5 soft stick bait Corey Johnson Daiwa Tatula. And I'm usually throwing it on 12-14 pound test. And since this jig is a smaller profile, it's not going to get hung up as much. It's going to be a much easier meal for a lot of those fish. This is one of my favorite baits to go out there and catch numbers on, but you'll also run into some big ones. You know, those big females that don't want to eat a big meal, just want a quick snack. But yeah, the Keitech M2 football jig's a great jig for February if you're looking out there. If you're out there looking to catch a lot of fish.
All right, guys, those are the top 5 baits for February. Obviously, a lot of other things you can throw, but if I was going to go around all the Arizona lakes, that would be 5 baits to have in my tackle box. That would catch them anywhere. As we move into March, things are going to change a lot. You know, they're going to be spawning, and then we'll move into post-spawn. So we're going to keep doing these videos, kind of tell you what baits they're going to be eating throughout the year. But those 5 baits right there would be a great way to cover all of our Arizona lakes and help you guys put some fish on the boat. So appreciate Nolan coming out here. He's a high school angler. You guys know him. He works over here at Copper State Tackle, and he'll be able to help you out. So thanks for watching, guys.